Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drill, semifinal style. I'm Aram Talegian, San Gabriel Valley Tribune, well, I should say San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer. Behind the camera, joined by, on the left, Whittier Daily News Prep Sports editor Steve Ramirez, and on the right, San Gabriel Valley Tribune Prep Sports editor Fred J. Robledo. Guys, we got a nice crossover game coming up. Winner punches its ticket into the Southeast Division championship game. West Covina, 11-1, on the road at La Mirada at 8-4, 7:30 kickoff. Guys, take it away.
Yeah, you know, West Covina, when we make our picks every week and when we're talking about teams, they're the easiest team in the world.
Money in the bank,
They're
Fred.
kind of the easiest team in the world to forecast. And you know, every week I'm right. You know, West Covina, this is a 30-point blowout. They win this game by 4 touchdowns, and they go out and do it.
Yeah,
that's what's impressive about them, because at the end of the day, sometimes these are kids, and you think it's easy to get overconfident. They're the defending champs. They've got the bullseye right on their chest, and they continue to go out and even in the playoffs, they blow out these teams. I just think they're in a division right now. I mean, they are what Charter Oak was in 2008 and 2009, the way Charter Oak ran that table. I remember there was one year, Charter Oak's second year they did it, they shut out the entire Miramonte League.
Yeah, I know.
This West Covina team, I think, is separated itself from the rest of the division. I know they've got to go out and they've got to win those games. And when you think of the number 2 team being Santa Fe, a team that at-large Mir smoked in the first round and everything, I just don't see another team in this division that I can really say is capable of knocking off these guys, Steve. Now give me a reason to believe that this might be different.
Well, it's you know, the way West Covina, like you just said, the way West Covina has played all year, it's hard to say that anyone else in this division matches up. La Mirada is playing its best football of the season at the right. This is a team that started 0-3. They had a pretty tough schedule. You know, they lost to Bishop Vermont. They lost to St. Paul.
They played
La Habra very tough.
La Habra really tough.
Really
which,
tough.
If you can play La Habra tough, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to play a West Covina tough.
Yeah, you know, like I said, over the last month, you know, they've been out. I think it's up to like 290 to about 110 that they've outscored their last 7 opponents, and you know they were down 28-10 to Arcadia, and they just said they just put it in the hands of their offensive line in the running game, and they took over that game.
Fred,
and that's going to be their only chance, I think. If they if they have any chance to win the game, they have to control the football. And you know.
and you look at the one comparative team. And you look
but I think offensively they can do that. But I don't think they can stop West Covina.
That's the problem here. I mean, the other comparative game, that one against Bishop Vermont, where Bishop Vermont just ran through them because they had a running back like Jalen Moore. West Covina's got 3 guys like that. And they've got a big offensive line, and that's the problem with picking against West Covina. This isn't a spread offense. This is a team that's just physically stronger than you, with a plethora of backs that they can use to beat you down, and runs a system, a wing T, which teams don't like to defend against. And you know, I've seen this already. I've seen a bigger, powerful team when I saw Servite run through Amat. I saw Santa Margarita physically impose their will on Amat late. I saw Charter Oak get physically worked over by Upland in the second half.
Yeah.
And when you have those kind of teams that are capable of doing that, and West Covina is certainly one of them, that's a tall order for somebody.
I mean, the only thing I can compare it to is maybe in the NFL when teams approached Peyton Manning, they said, okay, you're going to score, but we're going to have to try to slow you down some way. Yeah. And that never works.
And that's the problem, is West Covina's defense isn't the type that you can go out and get 30 on and say we're going to go score to score, because when they score too, it's methodical. They run down the field and they use clock. They're going to be a tough out era in this division.
Tough out? What are you talking about? Tough out assumes they could lose. They can't lose this division, Fred. I mean,
not unless they turn the ball over, strange thing. To be fair, earlier in the year, there were games they could have lost. They could have lost to South Hills. They could have lost to Covina in overtime.
Glendora.
Loyola ran through them. It was Loyola.
Glendora.
But West Covina has the ability to shoot themselves in the foot with turnovers. That's why I give them a chance. The coach is Mike Machete, one of my all-time favorite. I covered him that '97 title. He was Joe Montana in the playoffs. 97. It was 1997, Aaron.
Machete?
Mike Machete, when he coached, or he played at West Covina. I mean, at Mount Sac. He led him to the mythical national title. I covered that game. It was Joe Montana.
Fair enough, because in 1993, Mike Machete was the quarterback of La Mirada, and they beat San Marino.
He was was as
to win a
clutch
CIF
as anyone I've ever
championship.
covered.
So I guess there's different championships you can talk about with him because he also coached
them.
them.
Get out that speech from whatever they did in '97 that helped
He also coached them to a CIF championship 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But Fred and Steve and the Valley, everybody listen, West Covina is the tap-out team. They make teams tap out. That's the best way you can describe them. In the second half, all of a sudden teams, well, I shouldn't say all of a sudden, it's a gradual thing. Teams stop wanting to come up and tackle. Teams stop, being able to handle the brutality of this team. They play fast on hard in defense, and they are the nastiest team I have seen. And I think Covina is a pretty nasty team. West Covina is a nasty team, the way they hit on defense. But forget that. On offense, the way they send a swarm of running backs at you and the way they wear you down, teams just wear out. There's no reason La Mirada is not going to meet the same fate. I mean, if they can fall down like that against Arcadia, they could be in big trouble here against West Covina.
To make mistakes.
But they haven't been doing that, Fred, for a long time.
But teams are human, and I'm saying that's what's going to have to happen for them to beat it. If we
but I mean, what's the mistake? A fumbled handoff?
If we read this story on Saturday morning, West Covina lost, we're also going to read that West Covina had 3 turnovers or 4 turnovers.
Well, I can recall.
I mean, basically you're saying it's a long shot.
In the playoffs when I think it was in the semis when West Covina beat Mayfair, and that was a very close game.
Last year.
Yeah, last year, and I think Mayfair had a shot to actually win it.
Yeah.
But they missed a very short field.
And West Covina had a hard time against Bonita in the final. That was a game that could have went Bonita's way. But this year, I think there's not that parity in the division that there was last year.
I agree with you.
I think last year's division was a lot stronger than it is this year.
All right, so it sounds like we're all in agreement
West
here.
Covina.
Yeah,
okay,
I've got West Covina.
Okay, we all have West Covina going
by 24.
What did you expect, fans? I agree with Fred. It could be a little crazy there. But nonetheless, they play him on the field, not here on the set of Prep Extra Live. So fans, get out there to that game, 7:30 Friday night. La Mirada hosts West Covina. Somebody's going to the championship game the following week. We'll find out who it is. Enjoy it.